Happy Wednesday, AP class. So I just wanted to go over the study guides that I'm going to be posting for your AP review. But first, I'm also going to be posting this detailed key concepts list that I adapted that covers all of the units. It actually covers units 1 through 9. Well, we'll be stopping at unit 7 for the AP exam. We still will cover units 8 and 9, but not until after the AP exam. Um, so we'll be talking about the key events leading up to World War One, but not actually talking about World War One until after the AP exam. So if we scroll down, I left them on here because you will need to know the information, especially for next year for APUSH, is in order to contextualize the US's point of view on those major world events like World War I, World War II, and the Cold War. So this is where we're going to stop. So we'll talk about the causes leading up to World War I, so up to 1914, and then the next time period starts with 1914, World War I. So I put it in red here just so you know that that's where we're going to stop, but this information will be covered at a later date. So this is just for you to review. You can do whatever you want with it, but there's nothing required on this document. So here are the study guides. They're very similar to the study guides that you did for units 1, 2, and 3 to prepare for the midterm. So unit 4 just covers the scientific revolution and the Enlightenment. Make sure you fill out all of the areas, anything that's like a chart or has a blank space to write. You should be writing something there, okay? So for example, this one is pretty clear and has like blanks that you need to be filling in. There's YouTube videos to help you expand further on these points. And if you need any material that we've done in class that I still have, just because I didn't give it back to you before we started our distance learning, just shoot me an email and I'll be happy to take a picture of it and send it to you. But I do have a lot of the documents that we've been doing on Google Classroom with the PowerPoints and information on there anyway. But if you do need access to your specific work, just let me know. So here's Unit 5 covering the French Revolution and Napoleon. Again, just filling in all of the blanks and any charts that are here, like this should be filled out here. And then when you get down, you're just expanding on these things. So you can decide if you want to emphasize more on certain points. Better for you, but you don't have to. You do need to fill in and finish the thought or the blank though. So like here, you need to describe the battle. So for unit 6, this probably looks very familiar. This is just kind of verbatim from the PowerPoint on the isms that you did, but there is a map that goes with it. So there's a map for unit 6 and a map for unit 7. So unit 6, you can simply use Google Drawing to label these places and cities on the map, or you can print it out and fill it in and upload it that way. I don't care how you do it, your choice. And then for unit 7, we're still going over right now. So, but we should be finished by the time you get to unit 7. Like this, you've kind of already done. We did it with a PowerPoint. You just talked about the German unification. We'll be getting into more into like the Paris Commune and the Dreyfus Affair and anti-Semitism and the Zionist movement and imperialism later on. But if you scroll down, there's a map with this one as well. So again, for this one, you can print it out and complete it and upload it, or you can use TextBox, Google Draw for this map in order to complete it. So for here, I have additional topics for the 19th century. So you shouldn't leave these blank. These should have something here. In fact, I'll probably add a table for each one, just so that there's no confusion. You should be putting something here, providing bullet points, examples, definitions, etc. for Unit 7. So I'm going to be posting all of those study guides today. Now I'm going to put no due date on them because you should be working them slowly over time. I will give you remind points that like suggested remind dates, like you should have Unit 4 done by X date. Now you should be working on Unit 5 because they will be you will be responsible for completing all of them for a grade. When we get closer to the AP exam, which we don't know quite when that date will be yet, we should get a clear date on the AP Euro exam. I think April 3rd, they're going to be announcing it. So when we get closer to there, we will be actually doing assignments or documents that are going more in depth on certain areas. And in particular, looking at a specific part of the AP exam, because as I'm sure you've heard, the AP exam is only going to be 45 minutes online. And so I just don't see that. We already know that that's not going to be multiple choice. They've already stated that. Excuse me. And I know it's not going to be the DBQ. I mean, I just don't see them doing that because it usually requires at least an hour. And since they stated it's only going to be a 45-minute exam, I just doubt that they're going to be doing the DBQ unless they shorten the amount of documents that you need to use. So that really only leaves the LEQ and the SAQ. And then the LEQ usually recommends more time than 45 minutes as well. So I really think that they'll be doing the SAQs, the short answer questions. Those are the questions that we've been practicing the most, where it's just a question and then there's 3 parts that's deemed one question. So there'd be 3 questions, each question with 3 parts, and that you would be answering. So I assume that one of the questions will probably have an image on it. I mean, they usually do anyway, and that way it gives you a little bit more rounded testing your knowledge. So, for example, these are the topics we have to cover. We just did unification of Germany, and we're going to be getting into Darwin and Marx and just how that is related to 19th century socialism. Then we're going to get into the age of progress with politics, imperialism, the growth and history of anti-Semitism, and then we're going to get into the art movements and cultural movements for realism and impressionism. So they'll probably have some type of art question where it's an image, it could be a political cartoon, it could be an image of a statue. Basically, they'll ask 3 parts to it, like what time period is this reflecting, what ideologies from this time period is reflected in this image, and like something like that. And so we'll practice that. That'll be probably one of the harder questions that you'll have. They just are, because it's asking for a lot of things. You need to be able to identify the artwork along with the time period that it goes with. So you really need to understand the cultural emphasis that are being placed in the art. Like when we did our art galleries and our Kahoots and our closer examination of the art, when we looked at neoclassicism, romanticism, and Baroque, and Rococo. So depending on when they make that announcement of what parts of the AP exam we're going to be looking at, I will post some videos for you with tips and tricks, as well as some more detailed information from me. But I know Paul Sargent has some good videos in the SAQs, so I'll change this up depending on what the College Board decides with AP Euro. So if you have any questions, again, this is what we will be working on. You should start this tomorrow because I don't have anything new for tomorrow, as well as Friday. I might be posting a new thing on Friday for due Monday. I'll let you know for sure tomorrow. But I want you working on the study guides for about 45 minutes. That's the required amount for the class per day. So hopefully you'll be able to get some of Unit 4 study guide completed. If you have any questions, shoot me an email, and I hope you have a great day. Talk to you soon. Bye.